All right. Greetings and welcome back once again. This is Amuna. I pray everybody is doing well. I said, you know what? I gotta come back and have this conversation. Hopefully it won't take too long. But I did come across a young woman on TikTok. I saw one of the videos and then I saw there was a few. So I wanted to kind of review it live time. To my understanding, she said her other channel got blocked, and basically she's crying out for help. There's a lot of times that we see the backside of the conversation after it already happened, but there's so many things that people in retrospect say, only if we did this, only if we did that, it could have been different. But this is happening real time. So let's take a listen to what is happening and watch and share our thoughts and see if there's anything that can be done. I mean, according to what she's saying, the system is broken, right? But yeah, let me just go ahead and get into this real quick. All right, you can see my screen. And this is the channel that I came across here. Let me make this bigger right here. Wait, I just also have to say trigger warning because the trigger warning. So this, let's read the side first, and then let me make it bigger, and then go in from there. Let me know if I could be heard. Welcome to the conversation. I know, Judah, I'm over here doing the 7-day raw food challenge. Got me caught up, but this is River. Don't cry me a river. Cry me a river. Cry me a river. Okay, cry me a river. She said, "This is my backup account. I'm blocked for a week, so I won't be posting on there anytime soon. But there were some questions I need to address ASAP. A big hug and thank you to everyone helping me through Cash App. I'm moving as soon as I get the funds in order, and I can't wait to be at peace. OMG, the domestic violence survivor." Right. So before I go over to that account, let me just click out of here. Right. So this is the beginning of her having.
Oh, you are scaring Darius.
So my account is blocked for a week, but there's some questions I need to address now. So
let me know if you can hear that, because the last time I was doing the Marvin Gaye, you couldn't hear. So let me know if you could hear.
So the ones who said, "Oh, you mess with a gangster and that's what gangsters do," ain't nothing about that gangster. Who talks to a woman like that that's half their size? And he was a mama's boy his whole life. He literally just learned about the street shit when he turned like 22, 23. So the ones who asked me, "Why didn't you leave? Why didn't you run him over? Why didn't you tase him? Why didn't you pepper spray him?" My son was in his hands and he was standing in my car door, not allowing me to leave. The ones who are telling me to get a protection order, obviously you didn't read the video because I said multiple times I have a domestic violence restraining order on this man. And if you listen to the video, you would have seen he's clearly mad at me for putting that on him. There were people telling me there's two sides to every story and I could be the abuser. You're what's wrong with the world. Y'all are like, "Oh, you knew you were recording, so that's why you didn't act no certain type of way." Well, he knew I was recording. He actually asked to see my phone before we ended the conversation. He was like, "Let me see your phone. I know you're recording me." I would not let him. I had to deflect. I even have that all on video too. And magically, he started throwing up and I got to end the video and then show him my phone. And that's when he let me leave. And he only let me leave because he believed I was going to go down to the courthouse and take off the restraining order. I'm not saying I wasn't perfect in that relationship at all, but I never cheated. I never put my hands on that man. I never hurt him intentionally. Also, a lot of people ask me, like, how was he before you had the baby? And that's a very good question because there were red flags, but not that I knew what it could turn into. I'm going to make a whole video on that, like, coming up next, honestly. But the way some people are going to bat for this abuser is literally disgusting.
Okay, wait, pause. There's a lot of directions this conversation could go. But essentially, this is a young girl in a relationship. They had a child, and then he became, or like she's going to explain, abusive, and she's trying to find her way out. She's going through all the quote unquote proper channels, putting restraining orders, and all of this is happening real time, like right now, real time, right? So often, like I said, oftentimes we get the story after the proverbial horse has gone through the gate. So she's experiencing a culture that oftentimes protects the person who's doing the abuser. abusing. But let's continue.
People were saying I was antagonizing him and trying to get him to say stuff. If you can't hear the fear in my voice in that video, I don't even know what to tell you. Like, I don't even care. So I'm banned from my other account for a week. This is my backup. I'm going to keep this as a backup because my account stays getting banned because I talk about things that aren't really talked about and people don't like it. So follow my backup, y'all.
Okay.
Bro, you are scaring Darius.
So my account is blocked for a week. But
Pause right there. Now I'm just going to have to go to the before that point because now so that we can follow this up to I think the one that she
keep it restraint order for rest of my life. I
Marquise.
And work my career that I want to work. Right? You're gonna ruin my fucking life? Right? I'm ruining yours. Guaranteed you.
Marquise, that sounded like what? Let me back up a little bit, bruh. What in the world?
Please.
And work my career that I want to work. Right? You're gonna ruin my fucking life? Right? I'm ruining yours. Guaranteed you. So what's up? Police station or not, I don't give a fuck. Bitch, I'll go to jail right now. I don't give a fuck. I'm tired of you acting weird. And I just be.
Oh my goodness. Again, trigger warning for those who may be triggered in this situation. This is what the conversation, I guess, that got that part banned over there, but let's go. So she's recording him. According to her, he was aware that she was recording him. Again, this wouldn't necessarily be the first time. Like somebody's not going to up and pop and put a restraining order on you unless there's something else going on, right? So her assertion is that he's a narcissist, and therefore nothing is ever his fault, and it's her doing these things to him. But let's continue.
Just be calm and collected. I'd be cool. Okay, I don't want to talk to you. I didn't hit you up for a week. Okay, babe. Okay, I pick up the baby on 12. You're tripping because I said, oh, just give me 15 minutes. What's up? Why are you being weird towards me? What's up?
I gave you 15 minutes. I waited.
What's up, Janice?
Dude, stop it. What the fuck are you doing?
That's what I'm saying. What are
Bro.
Yeah, clearly, even in the way he's speaking, you see he has a lack of control, right? Just the way his voice is going in and out. It's like, bruh, what the backside?
Oh, leave me alone. This is why I have it, because you scare me.
You're not going to answer me? Oh.
Because I'm not trying to, there's no talking to you. You don't understand.
No, you don't understand.
I've never heard under effing stand before. That's a new one for me. And I've heard curse words strung together in my lifetime, but that one is new.
Stop playing with my life.
How am I playing with you? Like when you choked me out.
Okay, we're gonna come back and read why is the dude, like Judah is saying, why is he having like little demon inflections? Like what is like my life? What in the world? What in the world?
You choked me out. What the? Stop! You're scaring him. Because you tried to take my life. You almost killed.
Okay, if y'all hear me, like, let me finish.
You want to ruin my life?
Marquise, what the fuck are you doing? Bro, you are scaring Darius. How am I ruining your fucking life?
My father helped me. Welcome to the Utah. No, sir. And most times, again, let me just continue. Let me not get off.
Calm down. Calm down. Then pick him up every day.
I can't do shit on her.
No, what the fuck? Move out my fucking face, bro.
No.
Yes.
No. Because I'm going to go crazy and really do something. Do you understand that? Do you understand? Do you understand? Do you understand? No?
Yes, I understand. What the fuck? You scare me. Can you move?
Okay, I'm talking.
Can you know?
This is serious. These are the type of things that, again, we see, we hear about, and then the next thing you hear is something happened to the woman. A case not too long ago where the man, it was the ex-wife or the wife, and the pregnant girlfriend, and he walks in and takes the life of all of them. Like, this is a warning sign, and I think that's why she's putting it on social media, because what in the world? So let me go from the top and read what she was saying. This happened 7:29, which, like I said, it's real time. It's happening as we speak, in the parking lot of a police station at an exchange. So they're supposed to, because there's a restraining order on him, clearly, they're supposed to have a supervised exchange. And according to what she said, and we're going to get to that video, there wasn't any police officers available, and they told her to do it in the parking lot, and they would put the camera on her. I don't know what that was supposed to do, but let's continue.
Marquise.
She says the court system is effed up. Please read, because this is not talked about enough. Don't start caring when it's too late. And this is absolute true. When people are crying, nobody hears, and then all of a sudden people want to, run around, marching and stuff. Like, it's real time.
My career that I want to work, right? You're gonna ruin my fucking life.
Now, somewhere along the line, he is like, his behavior is not the problem. Him terrifying the mother of his children is not the problem. Him being held accountable by her putting a restraining order against him is the problem. So this is the reality of many situations in domestic violence. The person wants you kind of to suffer in silence because that's the way they control you, right? But once you break that code of silence, then they try to convince you that you're the real problem.
Right? I'm doing yours. Guaranteed.
Okay, so wouldn't you think that you're already ruining hers by the way in which you're acting? Like, if she's trying to get away from you and you people are young and you people have a family, don't you think this is already ruining the life? Because who set out to say they're gonna just, ruin somebody's life? That's crazy. But sir, no, for real, like, cue the music. Why do you keep talking like that? Like, we need some holy water on deck right now.
So what's up? Police station or not?
So she says, you hear him? So he's Mr. Big Stuff. He keeps calling me weird because I got a domestic violence restraining order in April. 1 second. He got a domestic violence restraining order in April to protect me and my baby from erratic and abusive behavior. You think even though the domestic violence order got approved, the judge didn't take away his parental rights and made me co-parent with him, right? So in some places they're like, oh, they won't let me see the child, they won't let me see my child, but not considering that sometimes either the father or the mother, depends, is the abusive person that's causing more harm to the child.
No, I don't give a fuck.
Okay, sir, we heard you.
Go to jail right now.
So Mr. Big Bad, she's ruining him his life by a domestic restraining order, but he'll go to jail. Ain't that gonna ruin your life more, sir? She didn't put you in jail.
But fuck, I'm tired of you acting weird, and I just be calm and collected. I'd be cool. Okay,
Communication is key, sir. We need you to clarify what is acting weird.
I want to talk to you. I didn't hit you up for a week. Okay, babe. Okay.
Which one is it? 2 weeks or a week?
The baby was 12. You're tripping because I said, oh, just give me 15 minutes.
He was 20 minutes late to our court order exchange and was mad I didn't want to wait, even though I clearly did, or this video would have never been made.
What's up? Why are you being weird towards me? What's up?
I gave you 15 minutes. I waited. Stop.
Okay, so who is he talking to? He's talking to a woman. So this is oftentimes a lot of men, not all, some, don't find their strength for other men, they find their strength for women. And that spells cowardice, because do you have that same energy for a man, or do you only have this energy for somebody who can't necessarily beat you, right? And then you get mad when they look for someone else to protect them against you.
Bitch, what the fuck are you doing?
That's what I'm saying.
Bro, leave me alone. This is why.
And that's actually what he's looking for. That fear, that you can directly hear fear in her voice. That's what he's looking for, because that he's trying to control the situation by being erratic, and her fearfulness makes him feel like he has some level of control. So based on what I'm hearing, he probably didn't want her to leave him, and she left him, and he feels helpless. And I use that term loosely.
I have it because you scare me.
You're not gonna answer me?
She said, you see how he switches from crazy to...
Yo.
Because I'm not trying to... There's no talking to you. You don't understand.
No, you don't understand.
Yo, Brethren, what going with him? He's blaming me for his action. Listen how he's speaking in front of the baby, bro. I gave this to the cops immediately, and they didn't even get the baby from him. They aren't concerned for my child's safety or mental health.
Stop playing with my life.
How am I playing with you? Like when you choked me out. You choked me out. What the? Stop. You're scared.
What did but Again, trigger warning for those who join us. This is not an easy topic, so I understand if you're not able to deal with it. But this is, again, is happening real time.
Him. Because you tried to take my life.
No,
you almost killed
you want to
me.
ruin my life?
Marquise. What the?
She's making some really serious allegations, saying that he almost tried to take her life. All he's talking about is ruining, quote unquote, according to him, his life. But he tried to take her life. And a lot of this, there's actually a channel now, it escapes me. The sister does an excellent job. But I know she has a heavy task at hand, which is recording or making an account of all of the women whose lives are taken in this way. It's sad. It's really sad to see. And again, you know, I pray that it doesn't get to this point, but what she's doing is using social media to say, hey, you know, no one is listening. He knows where she lives. He knows where the family is. You know, if he really snaps, what do you think is going to happen?
What the fuck are you doing? Bro, you are scaring Darius.
Ruin my life? Ruin my life?
How am I ruining your fucking life?
And you see, again, if there was a man there, if there was a brother there, if there was a father there, if there was a lot of the times when men do not see other men around, this is how they behave. You know, because there's no other men to G-check him. Like, yo, what are you doing? So because there's a woman, only a woman there, he feels as though he can run roughshod over her. But if she had someone in her corner that will roll up on him and come see him, this would not be the case. It's sad, but it is true.
Calm down. Calm down. That pick him up every day.
Okay, sir, are you in the mental space to see your kid every day? Is this really how you're going to behave when the child drops his binky on the floor? Like, you're not in the mental state right now.
I can't do shit on her.
No, what the fuck? Move out my fucking face, bro.
No.
Yes.
She says, even though my domestic violence restraining order was granted, my request for supervised visitation and exchanges was denied, and the judge told my baby daddy, please don't make me regret my decision. You think, Judge, I think you misjudged this one. I got to live my life in fear because a judge feels sorry for my abuser.
Yes.
No. Because I'm going to go crazy and really do something. Do you understand that?
That's
you understand?
confession on tape. So again, he's already saying that's a threat. That's an open threat. This person is telling the person, hey, this is what they're going to do to them.
No. Do you understand? Do you understand? No.
Yes, I understand. What the fuck? You scare me. Can you move?
Okay, I'm talking.
Can you know you scare me?
Talking. Okay, so that's that video. Again, my apologies for the language. This is real crazy stuff right now. Let me go back.
I can give you $4,000 for it.
$4,000?
Get back the other channel. Hold on one second for those who just joined us. Welcome to the conversation. What exactly could she do in this type of situation? Hold on. Hold on one second. I'm trying to find back the page. This is crazy. So she went to the authorities. Clearly sounds unhinged. She's not getting the help that she needs. Yeah. So let's continue here. On TikTok when you're banned, because I'm trying to, I think I clicked the wrong one. 1 second. And then we're going to go forward. That's wow. Where's, according to, let me let her play because I think I'm jumping ahead of the storyline a little bit. So, all right, here we go. All right, let's pick up where we left off. So, yeah, definitely dude is unhinged. Dude is unhinged and he sounds dangerous. So let's listen to what she has to say now. Let me know if you can hear.
Oh my gosh, you're so brave for sharing your whole life online. Like, first off, my abuse stories are not my whole life, but the abuse was such a hard time in my life because I felt so alone. I always wished I had someone to talk to, someone that could understand me, that wouldn't judge me, and I didn't have that. So here I am today making videos pertaining to that, helping women, because I wish I had that back then. The messages I receive are the reasons why I make the content I do. I don't care if I'm just helping one person. If it's just changing one person's life, I'm doing my job. It's so funny when people sarcastically tell me, oh my gosh, you're so brave for sharing your whole life online. Like, first off, my abuse stories.
Okay, so let me know if you can hear that. That's just her responding. And this is the video that I saw that made me want to bring light to this. Is her doing a follow up. So if as long as we can hear sound, let me go ahead and play it.
For the past few months, I've had a domestic violence restraining.
And if we can note, it was 8 hours again. So this is today. She says someone breaks a domestic violence order and it's not an emergency. This is how women end up dead because no one takes our claims seriously. I did all the steps to protect me and my baby, and the courts are failing us. I will not be handing my son over to him ever again. But what about my safety? A week or two? So let's listen to what she says.
Order on my child's father, and despite that being granted, they still made me co-parent with him. I asked for supervised visitation and exchanges, and the judge denied me and then looked at my child's father and said, I hope you don't make me regret this decision. Well, on Friday at drop-off at a police station, my child's father went off on me. The video's on my page. So I immediately called the police after that, and they told me it takes 48 to 72 hours for the DA to see if they're going to press charges or not. It is Wednesday. 5 days later, I knew they probably didn't work on the weekend, so I did not call on Monday. So it is Wednesday. I just called today. I called the DA's office and they haven't received anything. So I called the police station and they tell me that they're understaffed. So it's going to take a week or two for them to get it to the DA. And he threatened my life. I sent them video evidence. So I asked, like, is this how you treat like all domestic violence cases? Like, he broke the restraining order by threatening my life multiple times. And they still made me do pick up with him on Sunday. There were no police officers available, so they just turned the camera on me to make sure I was okay. And he still threatened my life. But you couldn't hear that through the camera. I feel like nobody's taking me seriously. He knows where I live, what I drive, where my family lives. And to like top it all off, on Friday when I called the police officer, he asked me, can he call my baby daddy to get his side of the story and would he cooperate? I said no because I'm scared for my safety and he knows where I live. And you know what that officer did? Still called my baby daddy. This system is disgusting. All the cop could advise me to do today was to actually wait for a cop to do drop-off next time. And I said, no, I'm not doing drop-offs ever again. I'm literally scared for my life.
So that's that right there. Again, this seems to be, yeah, what's going on, Sadika? Yeah, it's not valued unless, as we're seeing, is connected to another man. Like I said, in many cases, have she a brother or a uncle or a father who would step to this man, it may be very, very different. But because he has, to use KS's terminology, remember when KS came and said the woman is acting this way because there's no low-level threat of violence. This is what, quote, low-level threat of violence looks like. But also the man is acting this way because there is no low-level threat of violence, meaning nobody, if he feels like she's out there alone, and I'm going to play the last video where she talks about how she got with him. And because he knows that she's vulnerable in a certain way, he's able to exploit that. But let's go over here and listen to this last video real quick. Wait a minute.
So now that I know terminology, I realized that I was love bombed in the beginning. He was the nicest dude ever, calling me, texting me all the time to see if I'm all right, what I need. So this is a great question I have to answer because my baby daddy was my first real
Okay, was he like that before you got pregnant is the question.
relationship, and I never dealt with a narcissist before, so I need to give you guys those signs. So now that I know terminology, I realized that I was love bombed in the beginning. He was the nicest dude ever, calling me, texting me all the time to see if I'm all right, what I need. He was there in a snap of a finger. He had a good 9 to 5, and then on the weekends, y'all, he coached kids. And I really think that's what made me fall for him, because you got to be a special type of person to work with kids. I can't even work with kids. He hooked me up with the job and I couldn't even do it. I guess he helped like raise his nieces, so he was like really familiar with kids, and like
Pause. So that you're gonna ruin my life. It's the reputation. A lot of times the narcissist has a shining reputation because they put a lot of energy for how people perceive them. So all of the things that he's doing outside is what he's afraid that mask is going to be pulled down by she putting a restraining order on him. Like that's going to mess up his life, right?
like everything that I just told you, those were all green flags to me. But then I had got into it with my dad, and I had told my baby daddy about that, and he was all like, well, why don't you just move in with me? So I moved in with him 2 weeks after we started dating.
Listen to the timeline. This is a young girl. He heard that you have issues, so that means you don't have any protection. 2 weeks? 2 weeks?
Oh yeah, a little background story. We actually met in middle school, but we didn't talk much, so we ended up reconnecting like 2 years after we graduated high school. So like I said, he was super sweet in the beginning. So when we started getting like in our little arguments, he would basically blame me. He was like, you make me crazy. Look what you make me do. And I really believed it was me because he put on that mask like he was like some nice guy when I first met him, you know?
It's called gaslighting. So, yeah.
So I was like, dang, this is my first relationship. What if I am the problem? So our altercations never started off physical. It started off with him like basically throwing hissy fits. Now that I think of it, he would literally just like trash our room and like throw my stuff out the window. And then after he was done, he would clean everything up and then like go get my stuff out the window. And I thought all that was okay because it's not like he's making me clean it up. Like he was cleaning up his own messes. Basically like he had like an episode, got over it, and then seen that he was tripping, you know what I mean? So I never thought it was like that big of a deal, even though that's a huge big of a deal. Now that I say this stuff out loud.
And given that she only knew him for 2 weeks, there's a possibility that he also has a medical history that she doesn't know about. Meds that he doesn't know about, a diagnosis that she does. Because even the way he was talking on the tape, that didn't sound normal. So he may have some other stuff that she knows nothing about.
I sound pretty crazy, but I was young and in love in my first relationship. Please don't hold me to that. I'm sorry. So when I would try to leave him, he would take my phone, my keys, my wallet, everything. And I would just think like, dang, like he really doesn't want me to leave. He loves me. So like all the red flags he gave me, he was like manipulating my mind into believing like I was the one doing it. Like, look what you make me do. You make me crazy. I love you so much. Look how you make me act. And it really messed with my head. And then when things started getting physical, so the first time he ever put his hands on me, he had slapped me across the face. So he apologized a million times and then made me look at it this way.
So it escalated. It goes from the mental grooming, emotional grooming, gaslighting, transferring, make you think that you're crazy, mess with the head. And then he pushes it up a next level, which like she said, but because she had no prior reference, and also she may be coming from a place because why did she leave home? What's going on there? So there's a lot of things going on with her that she put herself in a compromised situation.
So you know how you get the belt when you're younger and it's just because your parents care about you and they want you to act right and they love you? That's what I'm doing. That's what he literally made me believe. And that's why I'm so against the belt today, because it's really a psychological thing that we're doing.
Pause. Did he just domestic discipline her and made her believe that... No, man, something not right, just none at all. Did he just DD her, fam? What did she just say? Let me rewind that for a second. Hold on.
So he apologized a million times and then made me look at it this way. So you know how you get the belt when you're younger and it's just...
Okay, so he is convincing her. She said he apologized and then made her look at him slapping her differently. So let's listen.
Because your parents care about you and they want you to act right and they love you. That's what I'm doing. That's what he literally made me believe. And that's why I'm so against the belt today, because it's really a psychological thing that we're doing to our kids. Do not equate the belt with love. But yeah, as I was saying, it never got that bad physically until after I had the baby. even though the signs were there and I should have listened to them. It's 100% my fault that I'm in the predicament I am. And I have made peace with myself and I forgave myself. That's all I can do. I can't erase the past. I can only move forward. And I feel like everybody's trying to punish me for the mistakes I made. Like, I'm human. All I did was love somebody more than I love myself. I know I messed up. So this is a great question I have to answer because my...
Okay, so that's the videos right there. That is what is popping. And it's happening real time. Like the last video, let me see. She posted this video.
Question I have to answer because my baby daddy was my first real relationship, and
it's 1 hour ago is when this video was posted. So this kind of reminds me of the this Pharaoh's golden situation where the man has a mental break. I don't even know whatever happened to that situation, but it reminds me of that. It's very heartbreaking to watch. There are young children involved, and it's crazy. And it's absolutely crazy. I don't know what state she's in. At this point, I pray that the authorities do what it is that they need to do. I mean, I can't imagine having such evidence and still nothing is done. And then when something happens, you hear them having a press conference talking about, oh, we dropped the ball. I'm like, what? I'm going to open up the mic real quick. I'm not going to stay long. I know this was triggering. My apologies, but I thought it had value and it needed to be shared real time. So that's the link. If anybody has anything to share, real time. And as she says, when sometimes you're young, she was vulnerable. I think she was vulnerable. She was vulnerable and she was green, like they say. She didn't have the information. Someone says, as a domestic violence survivor, please consider fleeing. That's what I think she's trying to do. The unresolved trauma in his voice. You can hear, she calls it unresolved. That thing sounded more than unresolved to me. Confirms that he will do everything he says he will. She says, I am, girl. That's the only thing I feel that's going to give me real peace, because him knowing where I live is messing with my mental health. I'm so happy. Like right now, I guess she has a Cash App. Let me see what his Cash App is. I think the other page got knocked down. Let me do a little digging here, peoples. I think, and part of the situation too, when people are like, oh, let me stop sharing. Oh, people should model women back in antiquity, and how it used to be. What used to happen is when she has no financial stability and she can't stand on her own and something of this nature is happening, she just would have to take it because she had no other recourse. Similar to what's happening now. This is a young girl. This young girl has a baby. So what much can she do at this time? And now she's at the mercy because she moved in with the man. So therefore, how are you going to manage? I see.
Hello? Hello?
Can you hear me?
Hey, yeah, I can hear you now.
All right. Welcome to the conversation. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. Man, dude is a demon, man.
Okay. Yep.
Dude is a straight up demon. The love bombing, all of that. If you notice, all those fruits is it's just like demons, vampires, cults, anything. Just like Europeans. I mean, just being honest. That anything destructive operates like that. Anything that's parasitic or vampiric operates like that. And it's the classic abuse story. But yeah, dude is a demon. It kind of got up under my skin a little bit. I can't take watching like women get abused and stuff like that because I know what it is. I know it's the money.
Right.
And it frustrates you because you can't really do nothing about it so much. Unless you're on the scene to help her or whatnot.
Right.
But what's really frustrating is all the authorities that you would run to are not helping her. So it's solidifying mind control that he's using, like ain't nobody here to help you and stuff like that.
Right.
It solidifies that. That's real
That's
demonic.
correct. That is, as you were speaking, I agree. His voice was, it had me like, I'm gonna have to say extra prayer, bro. What's really good with you? He sounded a little crazy, but I did find a way to help. Let me share my screen real quick, brother. Thank you definitely for coming on and sharing your thoughts from another man to see what are your thoughts on a man not being there and him feeling emboldened to behave that way.
My thoughts on that is the same. Like I was saying, it's another evidence of a vampire thing. Like it's like a man measures the boundaries. If there's no boundary,
Right.
walk on through. So that's
Right.
how Predator acts. He measures the boundaries. He don't see another man there, which shows cowardice on his part, but it shows predatory behavior.
Right.
It shows predatory behavior.
So I did come across her GoFundMe. Here's the GoFundMe. That's the little boy. Her name is Janice, and that's her son Darius. And then she goes into her story similar to what she put over there on TikTok. So let me just share this over here, because sometimes people be like, well, what can I do? Prayerfully the police do their job. You know what I mean? But I'm gonna share this here as well. That's something. Oh, I think I just did share it. Yep. That's her GoFundMe right there. So thank you definitely for coming through. Let me let go of this screen. And just,
No problem.
the young uh daughters and sons coming up, the young men definitely need to learn self-control, how to process your emotions positively. The stuff I talk about when people are like, oh, that's not important. What I'm listening to is someone who does not have a grasp on reality, on themselves, and they're looking to intimidate someone else to control them, right? Instead of controlling himself. And so this starts from when we're little, right? How we're taught to deal with our emotions and process them healthily. You know what I mean? But sometimes people don't pay attention to that stuff until it's too late. You know what I mean? So like someone else said in the comment section, he sounds unhinged. He sounds like he's trying to do what he's saying. So
Well, Amona, let me ask you this. The first thing that popped in my head was she should try to relocate, but I'm not trying to be such an escape artist for myself and for others. But that would be a good opportunity to get a passport. She can go to Canada, she can go to Africa, she can go somewhere. She sounds like she sort of like maybe Hispanic or something. Could she go to a Hispanic country or something like that?
I mean, it really
That's
depends.
kind of that.
She's young. B, I see here she's in California, San Diego. Cost of living there is crazy. C, if she doesn't have a income, then it's going to be difficult for her to move about. If he has custody of some sorts, then she can't just take the baby without permission. You understand? There's a lot of, it depends. They went to the courts, and the court he has visitation. So there are a lot of legal things that she's currently in right now that will cause more problems for her. But again, waiting on the system is still causing problems for her. So it's difficult. It's difficult to really call.
Right. It's a process and stuff like that.
It's a process.
I wish it was some.
People fall through the cracks during this process, which is the sad part about the situation. She's trying to raise $5,000 in this day and age. I don't know how far that's going to get her. I don't know. I don't know. But, sharing this I felt compelled today. So I said, let me come on here and share this information and may it get to the right people who may be in the space to be able to help her in some capacity.
Right. You know what? Now, consistency, like the consistency of this is like, this situation is like most, I hate to make a race issue out of this situation, but if this was a unmelanated, you would see all type of foundations and all that coming through for this girl, but she's melanated, so it just falls to the wayside. It's like missing melanated kids and women and people. It falls through the cracks.
Yeah, there definitely is
I
something
see
to be
some of that
said.
in it.
There's something to be said. Like, what is the? If I find the sister's channel, I did share some information from her channel before, but there, we've heard in times past that they don't see any domestic violence, and this sister is basically chronicling all the times that the young girls fell through the cracks, right? And now all you can do is say rest in peace. If I remember, I'm gonna come across her channel again. And so, my point is, like you're saying, it's crazy. It's crazy. So look out for your loved ones. Some people think, oh, I'm grown. Grown has nothing to do with it. People need to know that you have a support system, because if they think they don't, then they're gonna try to do what it is they try to do. You know what I mean? So
Right. That's
definitely,
classic predators.
yeah, it's important to have a support system and people who are willing to look out for one another, um, just so that they know, hey, no funny business. You know what I mean? Clearly, whatever's going on in her family, he feels emboldened to behave the way in which he's behaving. You know what I mean? So, and no one can necessarily control him, it doesn't seem, based on the way he's acting. Like, he's in the police station threatening her. Crazy. So, anywho.
Well, I hate to say it though.
Mhm,
Can I say one thing?
yeah, go ahead.
Okay. To bring this up, I hate to say it, but I've been thinking about this lately. Just for general, like when we talk about elevation and consciousness, living better and stuff like that, you always need a form of muscle to do that. And I think, like you were saying, if other men was around on it, but dare I say it, I got a different mindset. Like I said, it's got under my skin a little bit. Going after dude. Not, I mean, you know what I'm saying? I know that's kind of controversial. I don't, want to get your channel flagged or nothing. But
Yeah.
going after dude, I'm for real, like really going after dude, because if that was my mama and my sister, dude would be in the ground. So where the fuck did they go after people like that?
I came across something like that the other day. I just missed me. I didn't stop and record it, but a man intervened, and it's crazy. He intervened with a woman being abused. I have to go back and look for the story, and he ends up losing his life, which is crazy. And then the woman jumps back in the car with the dude who was abusing her. So right now, it's really crazy. It's crazy out in these streets. You don't know which. Let me see if I can find that story real quick. Hold on one second.
I know what you're talking about, because my mother, I was talking to my mother about this, and she told me that. She said, most of the women who getting abused, a lot of times they'll hop on you. You know what I'm saying? A lot of police officers say that.
Yeah.
But my thing is, I'm crazy enough to say, okay, screw it, I still take the risk. What risk would we if the police is not gonna take the risk, and we're, man, I don't want to.
It's tough. It's a tough situation.
Yeah.
You have to use wisdom. In this situation, the young girl left. But again, to the degree of crazy that the dude, I mean, he sounded like he was having some type of possession intermittently. You know what I mean?
Right.
We have Sadika in the spot.
Right.
Yeah, he sounded like it was some otherworldly stuff going on. We have Sadika in the spot. Thank you for coming on, Ron. Sadika, feel free to share your thoughts.
Hey, Jamal.
What's going on, sis?
That's crazy. It's scary. But the problem is going to be, I know the gentleman has talked about her leaving the country, but you have to be careful with that, especially when you have children, because then she can be brought up on kidnap charges, if he's savvy with the law in certain incidences, especially if he also has shared custody. If he doesn't have shared custody, then that's another issue, or possibly not. So she has to be careful. And so when a woman has a child with a man, that in some way binds her. But what I would suggest that she would do is reach out to a lot of community services. My sister, she's a social worker, and a lot of times with battered women, they're able to get them out of situations and put them in locations where nobody can find them, even with their children. So she would have to look at social services in her area to see if there's anything like that available for her, especially if she has this documentation of him abusing her the way he has.
Right. Right. Definitely. It's a sticky situation. It definitely is a sticky situation. Before I go, I did
That
come
sounds
across
like
I came across the sister's channel, so I want to give her a shout out because she's in the trenches. Okay. She's in the trenches, and this is heavy. I absorb too much energy. I can't, continue day in and day out on this note. So I definitely shout out those who do. But this is hold on, this is her channel here. If you're interested to see the levels, really, right? Her name is Leah Gordon, Black Girl News by Leah Gordon. She does an excellent job. Excellent, excellent. But unfortunately, what she has to be reporting on is all of what's going on. Mystery surrounds killing of a bartender who was found with her throat in her apartment. Woman dead after ex-boyfriend in jail hired, what does it say here? His 18-year-old nephew to kill her. Activist killed after her boyfriend intentionally ran her over. Like, and it goes on and on. Woman killed after baby father internally decapitated her. There's even one that happened in Jamaica. It was week before last, where the whole country was on alert looking for a missing woman whose boyfriend was a police officer, and now he did it, right? So this is her channel. Um, let me see. I'm hearing some. I'm hearing some. Hold on. This is her channel, and again, it's just videos and videos and videos of what people are claiming that's not happening. Here it is, the one I was talking about: Jamaican influencer missing after spending the night with the boyfriend. Right? So all of this is happening. Woman killed after baby father. I just read that one. Woman found dead inside a popular restaurant. And it goes on and on and on and on and on. There was one I even saw where the friend shot her friend in the car over a dude or something of that nature. What is going on? What is really going on? You know what I mean? A lot of this stuff is happening. So this is definitely not something I don't want to see that other young lady on a channel like this. Because you end up on a channel like this, that means it's too late. And all of this can't be a coincidence, right? There has to be a level where the lives of women are not respected, right? And so people want all of these things that they want, and a lot of people, all these YouTubers talking about relationships and this and that and this and that and this and that, and when stuff like this happen, it's quiet. But shout out to this sister because she is in the trenches, and the way she does her reports, they're thorough. She does her investigation, she puts it together beautifully, and she tells the story, and she gives respect to those who, I think I shared one on this channel where the young girl was going to school to become a nurse, and the baby father came to the parking lot of the hospital and took her out. Like, what is really going on? What is really going on? So with that said, thank everybody for tuning in. I'm going to go ahead and wrap this one up and call it a day. It's been a long day. So we'll talk again. Everybody have a blessed day. Wait, I didn't. Hold on, peoples. I don't even want to play. Hold on. I've been watching you, watching me, and I know you want to like, subscribe, and comment. No, I'm playing, but for real, like, subscribe, and comment. Join the conversation. You don't know.